Yeah, I'm excited about it. It's good to be back home. I always talk about that. Our home field is a special place for our team. We play well here. It's been great to have the fan support, and I know that this particular series is important to them, and they're important to us. So that makes it important to me, and we're excited when it comes down to it. It's all about how we play, and we'll have a good practice today. We'll have a good plan for this weekend. I actually like the dynamic of playing a team twice in a season and multiple series. I think it gives our players, a good chance to be familiar with the opponent, and our deal is about improvement on a daily basis. So I'm anxious to see, what strides we've made in the last week or 2 weeks. Not really. I tell you what, every win feels good. We take a picture after every game that we win because I don't want our players to take it for granted because it's very difficult and it's a really good accomplishment. With that being said, in this particular opponent, there's good players over there. DJ Myers, good pitcher that we'll see tomorrow night. Van Metren, senior catcher, Joey Armstrong is going to be a good draft. So it's a good challenge, and I think that's what we'll continue to focus on. And like I said, it's cool to the people up here, and I know they'll come out and support us, and so we want to play well for them. Yes. Going back and giving you a little bit of a story and background, I saw Cal for the first time the day before Keith Hackett called me about this job, and the wheels were in motion to recruit him to San Diego. And then I think I got hired. It was like a Friday night, and luckily he was up here playing in a tournament on that weekend, and we had him up for a visit on Sunday and worked hard. And I'm excited to see the progress. I think there's a maturity to his game that I felt like he could do well early on, and he's done that. So that's exciting, and we're looking for that moving forward. Very important. And, options are a big deal, and putting yourself in advantageous situations is a big deal. And that's what I like about our team more than anything else is the depth. And we certainly have some really good players and some guys that I think can possibly play in the major league someday. But we have a lot of guys that kind of have a niche or a way that they can impact a game in the positive for us, and we can kind of set them up, to be able to do that. And that's a luxury and a big deal because sometimes you just got to ride it out and say, this guy's our best chance, and it's what we got. And I don't ever feel that way. I feel like, we could use a different starting rotation every weekend based on the opponent that we're playing. We can use different guys out of the bullpen, and there's good players that don't have a ton of at-bats or a ton of innings on this team, but if you can kind of slot them in a spot where they can be successful, they've usually come through, and that's been a big part of our success. So guys that can pitch and hit are definitely part of that. It's a big deal. I learned about him probably the day after I got the job, and I think I called him the next night or that night, and he came from Western Nevada, which is a great program. DJ does a good job there. I trust him. We had a couple of their players come play for us at USD, and he said, I have two guys that can help you at the level you're going to want to win at, and he mentioned Christian and another player, and you can give him the business in a little bit, but he made us work hard to get him here. It was like a 4 or 5 month deal, but it's been worth it. He's doing a good job. Yeah, one thing we say is we don't really validate ourselves by our one loss record, but we do by the improvement on a daily basis. And I think we have some guys on the roster that are making some good strides in that. Cal early on, JoJo certainly, Grant, Christian's pitched better, Michael Fain pitched better the other night. And I think, these aren't just words that we say, but it's very real, how we set it up. We needed to improve Saturday from Friday night, and I felt like we really did that with our position players and our offense. I like the fact that, we haven't made an error in the last 3 games. We're playing really good defense, and I think if we focus on those things with good players, I think it's why the results have been positive, and that's what we'll continue to do. But, those 2 guys have really made a nice jump, and they'll continue to do that in their time here. And, in its simplest form, I want to be playing our best at the end of the season. And even though we've had some really good results, I still feel strongly that we're moving in that direction. I think it's perfecting our way to be successful. And from a mental standpoint, that's not getting too far ahead of ourselves, playing the pitch, playing the inning. I felt like Monday night was maybe one of the first times all year where we had some guys probably trying to do a little bit too much. And even within the game, I think they identified themselves doing that, got themselves back, and we hit some balls hard right at people. And it was just kind of one of those games where you mix bad at bat, good at bat, and then good at bat, but you don't get a good result. It was hard to string some things together. But I like the way our team's taken shape. I mean, I feel like early on you might have said it would have been we needed to improve our starters going deeper into the game, and they're doing that. I mean, we pitched great last weekend. We pitched great against New Mexico, and that's been a real positive. So I feel like we run the bases really well. I feel like we execute at a high level. It's just continuing to get better. We talk about it with our pitching staff. This is the time of year when, some guys might get tired or might hit a wall where, we've done a really good job in the weight room, with Matt Eck. Coach Lon does a great job with their throwing program. And I really anticipate our guys getting stronger as we go. And the same thing with the hitters and the at-bats. So I'm happy to say I don't feel like there's one area where we need like a total overhaul or anything. That it's improvement on a daily basis. Yeah, that's a big deal. I mean, there was a game here against New Mexico where I think we scored 3 runs on 3 hits and won 3-1 and pitched really well. And then, you had those 2 Cincinnati games where it was 11, 17. We scored 22 the other day. And that's why I feel like if we can just stay with what's in front of us, okay? There's no standings, you know what I mean? There's no rankings. There's no, opponent. It's just how we play. And I know it's boring, but it's kind of our MO. We need to get leadoff guys on base. Then we need to execute. We need to come get ground balls, get behind fly balls. And our guys have really done a good job at buying into that. And it's a good sign of good leadership. We have a lot of guys that have had a lot of experience. And then we have some younger players like the guys you just mentioned that are really mature and have followed suit with that. And so the improvement is just, as we go in all phases. You know what? I said this also, I believe, that I learned a long time ago, if you have a bad catcher, you have a bad team. There's no in-between at that position. And we were really, really fortunate. We have been fortunate the last 2 years that he's our catcher. I mean, there's so much that goes into the game that I feel like I don't even have to think about because he's behind the plate. And defensively, it's to the point where teams don't even try to steal on us. And when they do, it's almost a surprise, and that's totally his reputation and his play. I think our pitching staff is better because of him. I feel like they're good, but I feel like they're perform at a higher level because he's behind the plate. Offensively, if you look at the games that we score a lot of runs in, he has 4 or 5 good at-bats, and he knows the demand I put on him of swinging at the right pitch, laying off the wrong pitch, battling with 2 strikes. He had a great at-bat to end the game the other night against Reese Carlos, who's the Santa Clara closer. It was like 14 or 15 pitches, spitting on sliders, fighting off tough ones, and hit a ball pretty hard. And I think he's really made a jump in that, not only this year but in the last couple weeks. And he's a key part to our offense. And when you have 4 or 5 guys there in the middle, top of the order that can do the things that they can do, getting them up as many times as we can is a big deal. And so if he's hitting 6th, 7th, or 8th and taking tough at bats, it puts pressure on the pitcher, but then it also gets us to the point where the top of the order is coming back up again. So I just think he has a high level potential. I mean, when I talk to scouts, pro teams, they ask about guys. I mean, he's the first guy I talk about because of the value he's had in this organization. It's almost like an umpire where sometimes you don't even notice him because there's very little drama. He blocks everything. He gives the umpire a good look at pitches. He gets our pitchers more strikes than maybe they deserve and does a great job with that. The throwing thing, was off the charts, last year and early this year. So it's a total package kind of deal. And, it's like I said, I just feel really, really blessed that we have him. It's a thankless position a lot of the times, but again, if you don't have a good one, you're not winning at a high level. No chance. Yeah, no doubt. And we have and he's done a great job. The other thing that I think is worth noting is physical conditioning between this year and last year. He's changed his body, lost 20, 25 pounds. I think I said 35 one time. Is that right, Jordan? Is in that mix? See, he's a humble guy. I didn't like me talking about him, but and that allows him to get in that squad easier and keep playing good and taking good at bats. I mean, he probably took the best at bats of anybody on our team on Monday, and that was catching 4 days in a row, and it was hot down there, and so big impact for sure.
Well, I'm big on trying to make it to the next level, and so last year I got some input from our pitching coach, Coach Lon, saying that he talked to scouts and so on that, they'd like to see me, get a little thinner, more agile behind the plate. So that kind of motivated me over the summer, and it really sparked my interest just to get better. And so I got on a nutrition plan, got on a weightlifting plan with some friends back home, and just really worked at it every day to get better at it. I feel 100 times better. I feel more agile behind the plate. After games last year, I kind of felt like I'd be really exhausted the next day, after a Friday night game. Now during season, I feel unbelievable after a Friday night game. I feel like I can go 10 more after a weekend series, and it just feels good. Just my overall approach. I try not to go too big with my swings. I got a little big at the end of the year last year, which got me into trouble. Started to shorten it up, and as I shortened it up, I'm starting to put more balls in play and making it harder on the defense. Towards the end of my freshman year in college, at a junior college in Delta College, my coach really worked with me in the summertime, and that's when I started really clicking behind the plate. Started to understand the ball's reaction, started understanding the moves that I needed to make, and overall it really helped me, and that's when it started to break off.
So were you kicking?
Freshmen, what I look at them as, they just need to throw a lot of strikes. They're new to the game, I think, into the college world. So when I look at them, their biggest issue is strikes. Not so much command on a sense that they need to be there every time, like Adam Witt and Michael Fain. I look at them as an older group, so they need to locate more. They need to stay on their target a lot more there, because their development's a lot more developed. For say JoJo or some freshmen like them, more strikes down low, just making sure that they command the way they can. Just being in it every day, just being pitch to pitch. I'm always interacting. I'm always looking for new things to try to develop, and there's always a play gonna happen behind the plate. So that's what I love about it.
You're a catcher, keep all on.
Yeah, I actually started. One of my best friends got hurt, and it was a tournament in 8th grade, and my father was the coach at the time, put me behind the plate. And ever since then, I've caught.
Did you not caught before that?
Yeah, I was a third baseman before that.
Did you initially like it?
At first, I thought it was the hardest position, and I was never going to like it. But my dad kept pushing me and worked at it with me every day, and he got me better. Yes, out of high school was a junior college opportunity, and then as junior college went on at the end, I got a couple offers. Towards the end, after I signed with Nevada, I got a couple offers from Texas and a couple other schools. But I decided to come here because I like this fit. Big rivalry, good baseball team. UNLV, even though they have not the best record right now, they are still a tough team. we just take it one pitch at a time, and we listen to Coach Johnson whenever he has to say, because his input is our biggest take on the game, and whatever he says, runs through all our heads, and we make sure that we get it done and make sure we take it one step at a time. We look at it as, it's another team for us. We take that one step every day, and what gets us better, and we just move forward from that on.
I was talking to him throughout the summer. He saw me at a local showcase. Talked to him a couple times. I had no clue he was getting the job here. Thought he was still at San Diego, and the day before I came up, I found out he was getting the interview here, and I hadn't talked to him for 3 weeks before that. So when I came up here and found out he got the job, he started talking to me again, and then we went from there. I don't know if I surprised myself. I knew I had it in me. Struggled in the fall. It's a big step from high school to college, but I think it was just bound to happen. I don't know. I think that's just what the type of player I am. If I put in the work, then it's going to pay out in the end. I knew it was going to break through sometime. Just seeing pitches, it's definitely a little bit harder. Game speeds up a little bit. It's just the time to get used to it. Summer ball helped me out, but I think it was just so much pressure because you have a spot to earn, and there's other guys that want that spot, and it just makes you think a little bit more, especially as a freshman. I just like to go out there and play hard. If I know I go out there and play hard and give it all every game, then I have nothing to worry about, success or failure. People always told me that I wasn't going to be able to make it because of my size, and that kind of just motivated me to do better. I think I haven't shown exactly what I want to do yet. I think I have more in me, and I think that's going to come on later on. My dad always told me to do what I want on the field and make it happen. So it came from an early age. Decided to just play the game and see what I could do from there. And if it didn't work, then I wouldn't do it again. And most things did work, and I continued to do that stuff. He's talked to me about it before. I didn't expect to come this early and be in that role. I definitely like to be in that spot because it just shows that he knows what I could do and get things going for the team. And at first I was a little bit skeptical about it. I was a little nervous because I didn't think I was ready, but it's paid off. Yeah, it's tough. Better hitters. You got to hit spots. Like Jordan said, I haven't pitched enough. He talks about JoJo staying down in the zone and just working on throwing strikes. That's if I was to come into the game when they need me, that's what I'm going to have to do. Just stay low in the zone, get quick innings, and get the bats going again. I think it's helped a lot. Putting the ball on the ground, using it to get on base, bunts, just move down the line, get around the bases. I think it's been a big role and helped us score a couple runs. Down the bottom of the order, you definitely get more fastballs. Not really on the corners of the play. They work more middle, try and get through the bottom of the order. Now at the top of the order, against San Jose State, they started me off 2 games in a row with the slider. And I was like, wow, okay, I'm not going to swing at the first pitch anyways. So go ahead and waste your time throwing that. I don't really care. I think I see a lot more pitches in the top of the order. Just trying to see pitches and relay the message to the team of what he's got and what he's really working with. That's just part of what I've done. I don't like to go up there and be aggressive to start the game off. If he throws me all of his off-speed pitches, then it's just helping me out to help the team and what he's got, just how his breaking, like curveball's breaking, how his changeup is. Against Santa Clara, I think I had like a 8 or 9 pitch at bat to start the game. I saw a lot of good pitches from the pitcher, and I think obviously we didn't score runs, but we had a lot of good at bats against him, and got him out of the game early. Yeah.
It helps out pitchers a lot. I mean, I know in my mind, especially if there's a guy on base, it feels a lot more comfortable just taking your time, worrying about the pitches you're about to throw, not worrying about so much about if the runner's going to run, steal, because that's the threat Devo is behind the plate. He doesn't allow runners to steal very easily, so I don't have to worry about it as much. So that way, I can just worry about throwing my pitch, putting it where I want it. Yeah, everybody says there's not. I mean, we're just taking another game, whatever, but there is a little bit of difference. It's always different playing UNLV, Red. Everybody says it's just another game, but I think in the back of their minds they're thinking, yeah, we want to sweep them. We not only just sweep them, but crush them every game, and that's what I'm thinking. But they're a tough team, and I know it's not going to be that easy, so it's going to be fun. I've had my ups and downs. I know I could play at this level. I've struggled a little bit earlier on when I was starting, and I went to the pen. I think I figured some stuff out. Coach Lon's really helped me with that, and I think I could get back to how I can pitch. And if I do that, then I can continue to thrive at this level, help my team out the best way I can, just give us chances to win. It's a good experience. I love it. Every home game, if I'm playing or not, I have a good fan base. It's really a lot more comfortable, and I've been around Reno my whole life. Grew up here, went to Carson just 30 minutes away, so I've always had that fan support and my family behind me. So it's definitely nice to have them there, especially here, especially when I'm struggling. I know that I have my family behind me, and I think that's helped me out a lot.
Why did you choose?
It was really just the upside I saw in the coaching staff in this program. I saw what they were doing. They were going in the right direction, and I saw that. I saw the type of players that were coming here and who were already here. You know, Byler's here, Devo. I saw the chance that we had to win games, and that was big for me. I mean, yeah, I had offers from other big schools, but being local, I thought it'd help out. Like I said, I like the upside, so that was really the biggest thing, the upside and the coaching staff. It's awesome. I mean, I love being on the team that's turning the program around. I hope we continue to do that even when I'm gone. Keep getting players here, see what Nevada can do in the future. Right now we're focused on this year, trying to get as far as we can, making Nevada proud, see if we can make it to a regional or something, and continue that throughout the years.
Baseball for Brownsville is happening.
Yeah, it feels good. We're putting in the work, and it's paying off, and the community's getting behind us, which is really good. I mean, the school, it's a football school, but I hope people start putting baseball in their mind and start coming out to some more games, seeing that we're improving, we're getting better, we're going to be fun to watch here this year, in the future, and yeah, we could use that community behind us.
Are you seeing they have?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, baseball, hopefully it's getting in the back of their mind, and just walking around the campus, I could see we're a lot more proud to be wearing that baseball shirt, baseball jersey, all that stuff, and yeah, it definitely feels good. I think we're getting a little bit more recognition, and it feels good to be turning this program around.